how 8.9K in ads made me 48K back in my music coaching business. And this was teaching recording artists how to produce their own songs. I've spent way more than 8.9K on ads, and I've made more than that, 48K back. But this was from one single ad. Now, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to actually break down 3 different ads, and I'm going to show you that one winner specifically. And the reason I'm doing this video is because if you're a music coach trying to rely on organic content for top of funnel traffic or cold DMs, which I used to try to do both of those, none of those worked. If you've tried running ads to like a landing page before to try to like get people to fill out information or book a call or whatever, that's not the way to do it either. So I'm not only going to show you the ads, but I'm going to explain the overall strategy too, so that you know where these ads actually fit into this. So if you don't know me, my name is Lee, and I started a music coaching business teaching recording artists how to produce their own songs. I was $25,000 in credit card debt, maxed out when I started that, and I scaled to 20K a month, then doubled my business the next year by actually raising my price from 3 to 5K and doubling my close percentage. Now what I do is I help other expert musicians build their music coaching businesses. So we'll talk ads, we'll talk overall strategy, I'll show you some other results, and then you'll get massive value from this video. Let's rock and roll. So just to kind of introduce all this, right? I'm literally going to pull back the curtains on 3 of my best performing ads from my music production mentorship, which was Rapid Fire Music Academy. I'm going to also share with you the entire strategy. That way you can see how this fits into the biz. So let's check out the whiteboard here on the entire process, which is called the music social funnel. So essentially what we have here is we use paid ads at the top. Sorry, let me get this all dialed in. Here we go. So we use paid ads at the top of the funnel. Now, the type of ads that I personally run and the ones that I run for my clients or with my clients actually, we use really simple profile visit ads. They're called follow ads. That's what people call them. So we use follow ads at the top of the funnel to get traffic. So we don't rely on organic content. We don't rely on cold DMs. Now, what we do is everybody who follows us, we will send them DMs, but they're not cold because they're following you, right? It's a lot easier. Then we use content to nurture people. We convert them by having conversations with them in the DMs. We get them on Zoom calls. We sell them, and then we close. We want to close 3 to 4 out of 10, essentially. Very worst case scenario, you close 2 out of 10. Even then, you're still going to be profitable. And then in terms of delivery, like your client delivery, biggest thing is I want you, and I mean, you should probably want this for yourself, but you want to work with great people. You want to do work that's exciting to you, and you don't want to kill yourself doing it, essentially. And you want your clients to actually get results. So that's the whole process. We're going to focus in on the ads part today. And I'm going to show you just, again, more examples of how this works, right? So we use ads to attract people to our Instagram. We then use, different types of content to nurture them. And what's great is like, you don't need to post every day. Now, me personally, I post pretty often. I'm doing YouTube videos a lot, and I do post, pretty frequently on Instagram as well, but that's just because I have the bandwidth to do it. One of my clients who we'll talk about, Allie, she posts very frequently as well, but she's full-time with her music business. I'm full-time with mine. At the time when I was growing my music business, and I'll draw this out for you just so you can kind of get a good depiction. When I was going from 0 to, 10K a month, I was actually only posting 3 times per week on IG. And I literally was like 0 on YouTube. Like I wasn't posting on YouTube at all. Because at that time, I had 3 jobs, 3 part-time jobs. I didn't have time to be posting hella content. But now that I'm obviously, I've been doing this full-time for about 3.5 years. Wait. 2024, 2025. Yeah, pretty much 3.5 years now full time, 6-figure income. I post more content, and now I'm utilizing YouTube obviously more, right? And then obviously in terms of your entire funnel, like you want to, let me get rid of this. You want to have social proof as well, right? It's my client Ange, she's now at 10K a month. My client Allie's now at 10K a month. I've got a ton of other client results. There's way more than just these. But yeah, this is really how it works. So let me walk you through the actual ads themselves. So I have these 3 ads that I call my winning trifecta, because these are like the best 3 ads. So the actual winner was this one. Like this was the best, but I want to walk you through what these ones are as well. This one I spent, how much did I spend on this? So 12, I got a 7x ROAS on this one. So I spent like $1,800 or $2,000 on this one. This one, and dude, this one has like 1 million views, I think now. But this one was good. So I spent nine. Okay, so I did that, and I got about a 3.35. So this ad made about 31,916. That's cool. 31,916 collected. So obviously that one did pretty well also. Um, but then this one was really the winner, which is the one we're going to analyze, where I spent $8,927 and made $46,415 back on it. So we're going to break down, we're pretty much going to break down this ad. And before I do, though, I do want you to know this. Like, if you're watching this video, I don't want you to go wasting a bunch of money. If you're going to watch this video and think to yourself, I could literally just take his ad script, word for word, copy his ad script, and just go run the ad and I'll go make a bunch of money. You're not going to do that. Like, let's be real. There's no income claims in this video. I'm not sitting here telling you that if you go copy my ad, go do the ad strategy, go spend $8,927 that you'll make $46,000. It's a fucking free YouTube video. So you should be of high level mindedness enough to know that, like, that's not how these things work in this world. Okay. I didn't do that. The way I was able to even figure out all of this was I paid mentors, and I paid one specific mentor named Jeremy Pogue who taught me this stuff. So before we go into all this, I know you're probably excited. Like, I'm going to go copy this guy and I'm going to go run these ads and I'm going to go try it myself and see if it works for myself. It's like, I'm not guaranteeing at all that from you watching a YouTube video, you'll be able to go make money. Okay, cool. Disclaimer. So let's go actually watch the video and break it down. Okay.
Have you always wanted to produce your own music and live out your dream of being an independent artist?
Hold on. Just want to make sure the audio was on. Let me refresh it.
You always wanted to produce your own music and live out your...
All right, there you go. My fault. I just want to make sure the audio was good.
Your own music and live out your dream of being an independent artist. So you've got a hole in your life. Music is in your soul and you cannot let it go no matter what. But you've depended on other people to produce your own music, and now it's time to make a change. It's not that you mind paying for quality production, it's just that you would rather have full creative freedom. So if that sounds like you, then give me a follow and start going through my content. I'll show you the exact framework I use to produce my own music. It's also how I help my clients make their own instrumentals, record vocals at home, mix and master in just 30 minutes a day. Take my client Ryan, for example. He started out as a songwriter and went from no experience with music production to producing 30 beats and writing and recording 5 songs, 4 of them that were done in just a month.
I can just create all this myself and put it out when I want. It is the best music investment I've ever made.
So if that sounds like you and you want to take the next step and start producing your own music, then give me a follow and start going through my content. Have you always...
All right, so a couple of things to break down. We'll talk about the things that worked and then the things that maybe didn't work as well. So a couple of things here. Number one, the hook. Hook is by far the most important part of any ad. So
wanted to produce your own music and live out your dream of being an independent artist?
Have you always wanted to produce your own music and live out your dream of being an independent artist? So one of the things that I talk about here on the channel and with my clients is messaging triggers between broke-minded people and rich-minded people. A lot of broke-minded people, they are stuck, frustrated, struggling, depressed, anxious. They're in a state of negativity. And a lot of us, what we think we need to do is like we need to go into those pain points of like, hey, are you stuck? Are you struggling? Are you frustrated with whatever? And that's actually triggering broke-minded people. I didn't know this at the time that I made this, bro. I didn't know anything about messaging triggers. This is only a newer concept I've gotten turned on to, but I'm breaking down this video now in hindsight. Have you always wanted? It's like very much like vision-minded, vision-oriented, legacy and impact. That's more of like rich-minded messaging triggers, right? So, and that's one thing that I work on with my clients one-on-one is we identify messaging triggers in their niche so that they don't say things that attract broke people and they say things that attract rich-minded people. So I said, have you always wanted to produce your own music and live out your dream of being an independent artist, right? That's the like legacy and impact and a vision for a greater future.
So you've got a hole in your life. Music is in your
And now it's kind of more really, really tying down to that emotional weight of like you have this hole in your life, music's in your
soul, and you cannot let it go no matter what. But you've depended on other people to produce your own music, and now it's time to make a change.
And actually, really interesting, another messaging trigger, I didn't realize this, is control. And this is all about like you don't have control over your music. Okay, so we'll stop there. A couple of things, because that's like really the most important part is the hook. A couple of things that I want you to notice. Okay, so I hope you see that I had a fucking zit right there, right in the middle of that little fucking unibrow right there that I gotta trim up and shit. Dude, I got made fun of in the comments so much for that. So I want you to think about this for a sec. I don't know if you've ever struggled with this. Before you film an ad, like, I gotta get showered up and make the outfit, and I gotta get my hair cut, you know what I'm saying? And like, dude, my hair was hella long, bro. Look how fresh the fade is today. But like, the hair was crazy long. Clearly didn't shave the beard, and I'm pretty sure I don't even think I showered that day before that. Right? Had this going on. And I was like, fuck it, I gotta film this ad. The other thing, dude, the background, dude, like, look at the fucking background, bro. There's printer paper. There's a journal. There's my fan. Like, nothing here is screaming music production, music anything. And I've had so many people. This was when I was like, my office was in my living room, and now I've moved to a different part of the house. Like, I actually have an office now, and it's great. But like, so many people at that time were telling me, change your background, change your background, change your background. I'm like, well, watch this, bitch. How's my background now, motherfucker? And like, it clearly didn't matter. I'm not necessarily now when I work with clients now, I tell them like, maybe we have a better background. It kind of depends, but like, I'm just saying at the time. The other thing I want you to notice is I don't want you sitting here being like, oh, he clearly paid a video editor to have this highly edited. Dude, at that time, 2024, 2023, that was the thing. Don't do that now. Like, you don't need all the highly editing and all the zoom ins and all that. You don't need all this. You don't need all that right now, bro. Like, you don't. Like, absolutely not. In my opinion, at the time, was it something that helped the performance of my ad? Maybe. I have literally I have no data on that. Like, I don't know. But nowadays, like, dude, ads are so different now. Like, it's completely different. So I don't think that's a big deal. And so I wanted to show you too, like, I do have some, like, this is what's really crazy. So like, in terms of running paid ads, right? Like, I got a couple of clients I wanted to show this. So 2 of my clients yesterday each got clients. So my client Brad, right? Second day in a row closing a new client. This one's broken up into 3 monthly payments, right? So they're doing 3 payments of $650. Second day in a row closing a client, right? And he's got these from paid ads. My client Allie, she's the one who I was showing you. She's doing 10K a month. So in January, Allie did her first 10K. Okay, now we're in February. Here's where she's at so far. So new client, this was yesterday, both of these. New client closed 3K up front, and then right after that, she closed another client 1.5K up front, 1.5 in 30 days. So the total that she's gotten has been, what is that? 4.5K cash collected. She also had a deposit of like $500, I think. So let's just use these two though, because we see these up in front of us. So 4.5K cash collected. Now I got on a call with her and asked her, hey, like, how much have you spent on your ad? She's like, less than $300. I think $280. She spent $280 on her ad and made 4.5K back immediately within 12 days. That's a 16x return on ad spend. Now, I told her, you're not going to maintain a 16x return on ad spend for very long, obviously, right? Like, that's not realistic. But even if she she literally shared with us last night her goal. She wants to get to 50K a month. I'm like, well, I've gotten there. I didn't have a 50K month, but this 8.9K was spent over like 60 days. But dude, I told her, I was like, it's right there for you. It's right there for you, right? So this is what's possible when you know how to run ads effectively, and when you have the right strategy in place, and when you actually have the help to do it. So if you want to try to go do this on your own, you might be smart enough to go figure it out. Good for you. Go do that. Or if you want someone to actually help you who's actually literally done it, just go to the link in the description and you can book in a call with me. Or if you need to DM me and ask me a couple questions, you can DM me on Instagram as well. All right. Hope you got value out of the video. It's my honor to serve and support you, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.